Here's a question. Why is it so that some professionals speak English effortlessly while others, even after 15 years of experience, freeze in meetings? And here's the shocking part. It's not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's the way your brain processes your thoughts from your native language to English. Whenever you try to translate from your native language to English, it causes a delay. And that delay causes hesitation and some kind of mental blockage. And this is the reason most of the people, they hesitate while speaking. And today in this video, I'm going to give you 5 practical exercises. And these are science-backed practical exercises that how you can think in English through these 5 exercises. Before we go forward, let's find out that why is it so that you still struggle with English? And again, it's not grammar, it's translation. So we are in some kind of translation trap, as I call it, and that actually is the core problem. So you tend to translate from your mother tongue to English, and there's always a delay. But the most important part is your brain is already into a trap, and I call that translation trap. So you need to get out of it. Now, what this translation trap does is it causes the delay, which causes the hesitation, and that hesitation actually, because now it is a habit, you do it over and over again, and that gets into your subconscious mind, and there is a mental blockage that you start thinking that yes, I cannot think in English and therefore I cannot speak English fluently, which is a myth. And I'm going to break that myth today. Our masterclass, that is EEE English communication system, the link is in the description. It is the free masterclass. You can join the EEE masterclass, and of course you can learn the professional impact that you can create with professional communication. Right now, let's come to the core 5 strategies, and your transformation begins here. So let's find out what these proven exercises are going to do. They'll rewire your brain. First of all, they'll eliminate the translation method that you have, and then of course they'll build the natural fluency to speak in English. So let's go to the first one. The exercise first is the micro sentence loop. Now can you see a loop here? And the loop you can create, I've shown a working professional here who is doing something. Now you can put yourself at whatever level you are. You are a manager, you are a CEO, you are a GM. Put yourself here and try to speak everything in the loop. Okay, so what you are going to do, you are going to train instant English thoughts. No translation. So whatever action you are taking, you are going to build the habit. So what is the habit? To build the habit of forming short English thoughts automatically. And this has to be micro sentences, first of all. Okay, like you can start with your daily habits, you can start with your daily routine as well. And you say, I get up early in the morning. Then you can maybe rephrase it in a better way. So like you can say, I get up with the sun or get up with the lark. But initially, you need to speak the micro sentences. So once you have built that micro sentence power, then you can extend the idea. But the first thing you're going to do is, you're going to build that micro sentence loop. So the sentences have to be the short one to begin with, but try to speak directly. Okay. Now I'll also show you how to do that with 3-step method. So how will you create this formula? How will you create this loop? The first of all, narrate the action. Whatever action you're doing right now, like I'm training you, I'm speaking about the micro loop. Okay, so this is the sentence. This is the action. Once you have narrated the action, what you do is, now you add the detail. For example, I'll say what I'm trying to do is, I'm going to give you this micro sentence formula in 3 ways. Now this is the detail. Step 1, step 2 and step 3. So first, narrate the action. Second, add details. And third, do it again and again and again. Finish. This is how you train your brain. It's a very simple technique. Very simple but very powerful. So what you are going to do, number 1, speak every action in English. But before that, think every action in English. 2, add details directly. And 3, do it daily. Do it at least for 21 days. Okay, and then you will create that micro sentence loop. And results, I can guarantee you that your brain will transform in 21 days and you will have the fluency. Now let's go to the exercise number 2, which is our ecosystem hack. Okay, most of the people, they complain that I study in Hindi medium, okay, or maybe in Marathi medium, Tamil medium. You're not talking about the medium. You're talking about the ecosystem. So why is it so people coming from English medium schools, they speak better, not because they got better teachers, but because they got better ecosystem. The fact is, you can create this ecosystem anytime. So you need to create that environment, and the environment that controls the thoughts. Remember, your brain always speaks the language that it hears. Okay, now the children they are born, the Indian children actually who are born abroad, they speak the same language. They start speaking the same language. It's very difficult actually to give them the mother tongue. Some people actually they hire a trainer of their mother tongue so that the child at least learns the language. So why is it so? Because the environment is such. So the fact of the matter is the environment that controls thoughts. So you need to build that environment. Okay, if you have a lot of Hindi input in your daily life, you'll definitely speak Hindi or Malayalam or Marathi, whatever your mother tongue is. Okay, so you need to change that somehow. The second thing is digital language immersion. So the fact is, most of the time we are on mobile. Okay, now on mobile, if you are watching anything, any reel, video in Hindi, and definitely you are going to speak the same language. So you're going to change, you watch your videos, and of course, you listen to your podcasts also. And the next is, of course, social English practice. So what you can do is that you can start with 5-minute practice, just 5-minute English conversations. So you can do it with your colleagues, with your family member, or with anyone. And believe me, if you do just 3 things, the first is change the environment, second is digital language immersion, and third is social English practice. So that means the conversation that you do in English. So believe me, if you do this, it's going to change. You train your brain to learn English. Okay. So build your 24-hour English bubble. So like you are living in a bubble, and that bubble is of English. So like digital transformation setup you can create, you can have some kind of audiobooks on your phone, you can follow 3 English YouTube channels, of course mine too. Okay, right. And you can switch all music playlists and audiobooks to English content. So this is digital transformation setup that you can have. And then the second one that I said, the social practice integration. So that means you can have 5-minute conversation with your colleague or with your family member every day. So this is you are going to do daily. Okay. You can also join some kind of English speaking professional groups. Okay. By the way, like in our inside community, we have groups, we have talk rooms where everybody needs to come there and discuss any issue, any topic for 45 minutes. So if you do that, you definitely will get better. That's very, very important. Okay. The third hack I'm giving you is for free. So whenever you talk to any customer care executive, the language that you choose should be English, not your mother tongue. And if you do that and call any customer care executive and speak as bad English as you can, he or she won't mind it. That's a very good hack actually that I tried when I was learning English, right? You can do that as well, right? So this is how you're going to create this English bubble, right? And why it works? Because there is consistent input that creates the natural output. So it is nothing but GIGO principle. Garbage in, garbage out. And if it is not garbage, so it is the language. Okay, or it is something else. Yeah, so your brain automatically mirrors what it sees, what it hears, right? And of course, if you have 24-hour English exposure, your brain is going to rewire itself into English mode. Now, let's come to exercise number 3, very important one. And this is reflex drill. So this is quick reflex drill. Now, what does that mean? What you are going to do is, you're going to build speed reflexes. Now, what are speed reflexes? Don't give your brain any time to think in any other language. You think an object, start speaking. Yeah. So this is what I call reflex drill, quick reflex drill. So train your brain for instant English responses without hesitation. And then you have maybe 2-minute timer on and speak on a topic for 2 minutes, non-stop. You can start with a reel, 60-second reel, and maybe record something. And this is what we do in our inside community. Everybody has to make videos. So how do they get better? They get better because they commit errors while they record themselves. And then they commit error, they do it again, they do it again. So they practice it. So you can do the same. So you can have time practice session. And of course, the continuous flow focus. Now this has to continue. So once you do it today, don't have a break. Do it again tomorrow. Do some other exercise day after tomorrow. So this flow will definitely create some kind of dream which is continuous. So though it is quick, the speed is there, but continuity is also there. So consistency matters, remember, every single time. Okay. So again, 3-step formula is, number 1, Random words. Choose any word. So when the tea comes to your table, start speaking about the tea. You may start with some random words like coffee, tea, or anything and start speaking about it. Then maybe that you can take some words from your professional environment, personal environment, start talking about it. You can create topics out of it. Okay, so what is the better choice, tea or coffee? Or how many times should I take tea? I mean, you can have a random topic and start speaking about that. Okay. The second thing you are going to do, step 2, is always set a timer and speak for that long. Okay. So if you set a timer for 60 seconds, speak for 60 seconds. If you set a timer for 30 seconds, speak for 30 seconds on a topic. Okay. And the third very important is, of course, the rapid sentences. Try to speak as much as possible rapidly. Okay. It gives you the speed. Initially, it will be difficult, but definitely you'll be habitual of it, right? And what is the key success principle? Continuity over perfection. As I told you, it's all about consistency, not perfection. So most of the people actually, they try to attain perfection. And I say always, the perfection is the biggest talent killer. So you start speaking. Okay. So what not to do? Never stop mid-sentence to correct grammar or pronunciation mistake. Just speak. Don't even initially think about the grammar. Don't pause. Just go to speaking. Okay. And what to focus on? You need to focus on continuity, consistency, not on grammar, not on vocab. Momentum is important. And then try to build automatic habits. Okay. So like the words will come automatically. So what you are doing is you are rewiring your brain into English input, English output. And that's what you should focus on. And once you do that, you definitely will get tremendous results. So there will be neural impact. So that means your brain will be rewired, you will get the speed, and most importantly, you'll get the confidence. So let's come to exercise number 4, visual thinking method. Now, what is visual thinking method? As you can understand, when I say visual, that means whenever you see picture, you speak in English. You know, I still remember when we used to travel by bus or by train, we used to read hoardings in English. We used to love that, even in Hindi. Now, what you can do, when you see a picture, start speaking about that picture. So, you need to train your mind like a child by connecting images to the language. Okay, so this is called direct visual connection. So, it builds a kind of neural connection, right? So, you will have that visual neural connection, and once you do that, you do observation practice. Once you have seen that picture, maybe you can write that and then later on you can describe that. You can add detail later on. Start speaking and then add detail. Now, this is a wonderful method. So, maybe that you are sitting at an airport or a railway station and you see a lot of passengers sitting there doing certain things. So, first of all, you describe the scene and then add detail of each person. So, what this man is doing, what this man is doing, what this lady is doing and all. So, one by one, you can add details. The same thing you can do in your office also, in your office meeting, if you are not, of course, participating in the meeting. And that's what you can do. This is very, very important. Okay, the deep thinking. There can be 3 steps to this also. The first step is ask reflective question, as I told you. What went right? What went wrong? What did I learn from today's meeting? How can I lead my team better? Okay, and always choose leadership focused topics, right? Because that will actually establish some kind of connection that you want to build. And then you can also write in English. Not only speak, you can also write. Okay, let me write some points. And then once you have done that, start speaking in front of camera, not in front of mirror. You know why? Because camera talks back, mirror doesn't. How? You can record yourself and see where did you go right, where did you go wrong. What about your non-verbal communication? What about your tone, your pitch, your pace? In one of the videos, I talked about the 3 P's. Are you right there? Is your pace correct? Is your pitch correct? And this is what you need to do. Are your pauses at the right place? And this is what you need to do. Okay. So, all this you will do when you will present aloud and record yourself. So, this is the 3-step method. So, again, when you have this, you have leadership language transformation. You have executive English mindset. Okay. But as I told you earlier also, I'm going to give you one bonus exercise today. Please do that. I call it shadow loop method. Now, what is shadow loop method? Take any good speaker that you admire and start speaking like him. Okay. Or like her. So, mirror fluent speaker patterns. Choose short English talks. Okay. You can take Indra Nooyi, you can take Steve Jobs, anyone. And just observe how do they speak. Or maybe some TEDx speakers. and try to present like this. There's nothing wrong in imitating them. This is how we learn the language. A child learns the language by observation, by imitating, by correcting, by repeating. It's a 4-step process. And this is the process that you are going to learn as well. Because your mind, your brain will automatically, that will imitate the rhythm that they have got. And this is how I learned. I learned English speaking by listening to BBC and speaking like them. And you can do the same, right? So 3-minute visual description drill. So you can choose everyday images. As I told you earlier, you can describe what you see and there is no translation zone. And how you can kill the translation zone? Through speed. Speak immediately. And if you want to take my masterclass, this is the free masterclass AAA English communication system. And if you want to be an effective speaker in English, please take their masterclass. It is absolutely free. The link is in the description. So you can learn a lot of things from there. Okay. So for now, I'll only say that your thoughts create your words and your words create your word. So start thinking in English today. If you start thinking in English, let's start speaking in English as well. So see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Take care.